Alright, let's talk about the LSit. It's one of those moves in calisthenics that looks simple but is actually a serious test of your strength, flexibility, and body control. The LSit is a foundational skill. Mastering it not only builds your core but also strengthens your shoulders, hip flexors, and even your quads. Plus, let's be real, it just looks super clean when done right. In today's video, I'm going to break it all down for you, why you should learn the LSit, how to get started no matter your fitness level, and the exact progressions to help you master it step by step. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly what to practice and you'll have clear goals for when to move to the next progression. And before we dive in, make sure to check out the link in the description for my private Calisthenics Monks community. You'll get access to all my courses and exclusive content as well. Don't forget to subscribe for more tutorials just like this. Now, let's dive into what the LSit actually is. The LSit is essentially a static hold where you support your body weight on your hands while keeping your legs extended in front of you, forming an L shape. It's not just about aesthetics, it's functional strength. The LSit challenges your core like nothing else, but it also forces you to engage your shoulders, triceps, and even hip flexors all at once. It's a full body movement packed into one static hold. Now, you can perform it on the floor, parallettes, or dip bars. But for beginners, I highly recommend starting on the parallettes or an elevated surface. It's much easier to lift your body off the ground when you have clearance for your legs and better wrist positioning. Before we get into the progressions, I want to quickly touch on mobility. The LSit requires strong hip flexors and hamstrings, but also good flexibility. If these areas are tight, keeping your legs straight and elevated will feel impossible. So here are two simple mobility exercises to add to your warm-up. Number one is seated pike stretch. Sit on the floor with your legs extended straight in front of you. Reach for your toes while keeping your back as flat as possible. Hold this stretch for 20 to 30 seconds. This will loosen up your hamstrings and make it easier to straighten your legs in the LSit. Number two is hip flexor raises. Sit upright with your hands beside your hips and lift one leg as high as you can and then lower it. Alternate legs for 10 to 15 reps each side. This strengthens your hip flexors, which are key for keeping your legs elevated in the LSit. Now, let's move into the progressions. The goal here is to build strength progressively, and I'll give you clear targets for each step so you know when you're ready to move on. Progression number one, LSit with legs on the floor. For absolute beginners, start by sitting on the ground with your hands on parallettes or beside your hips. Lift your hips off the ground while keeping your heels in contact with the floor. This helps you get used to supporting your body weight and activating your core. The goal here is to hold this position for 10 to 15 seconds before moving on to the next progression. Progression number two, tuck hold. Once you're comfortable with the previous step, progress to a tuck hold. Bring your knees to your chest, press down into the bars, and lift your body off the ground. Keep your back straight and the shoulders pressed down. Goal is to hold this position for 10 to 15 seconds before advancing. Progression number three, single leg tuck hold. When you're ready, extend one leg forward while keeping the other leg tucked. Alternate sides evenly so you build strength on both legs. Make sure you hit a hold each side for 5 to 10 seconds before progressing on to the next variation, which will be the alternating leg kicks. This is a great way to build strength dynamically while holding the tucked position. Alternate kicking your legs out one at a time as if you're switching between single leg tucks. Keep the movement controlled. Goal here is to perform 8 to 10 alternating kicks per side before moving on to the last progression. Finally, the full LSit. Extend both legs straight out, lock your knees and point your toes. Keep your legs parallel to the ground and shoulders pressed down. Goal here, start by aiming for 5 seconds and then gradually increase to 10 to 15 seconds as you build your strength. Now, let's talk about common mistakes. One big one is shrugging your shoulders. It makes the hold unstable and puts unnecessary strain on your joints. Instead, press down into the bars to engage your lats. Another mistake is bending your knees or letting your feet drop. Keep your legs straight and toes pointed for maximum control and efficiency. So there you have it, the complete guide to learning the LSit Remember, progress takes time, so don't rush it. Focus on mastering each progression and hitting the targets I've outlined before moving forward. If this video helped you out, drop a like, share it with someone who's working on their calisthenics journey, and subscribe for more tutorials like this. And don't forget to check out the link in the description for access to my private Calisthenics Monks community and all my courses. I'll see you in the next video.